Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time viewing it. Today I'm going to be doing a quick makeup tutorial for those hot summer days that you want to look put together but you don't want to put a lot of makeup on or look like you have a lot of makeup on. This is what I do for my skin. I have dry, sensitive skin, and this is what I do for my type of skin. Anybody can do this. So I'm going to show you the steps that I take on those hot days for my face. Okay, so the first thing I like to do, and if you see me look this way, it's because my mirror is over here. Hopefully the lighting is okay. I'm using natural sunlight at this current time. Hopefully it's not too dark or too bright. Hopefully you can see me and my face. But what I like to go ahead and start with is put on some chapstick. Today I'm using the Bath & Body 2X Vanilla chapstick. This is very good, very moisturizing. Already moisturized my face. But what I'm going to go ahead and do for today's video, just to give myself some more moisture. I typically don't do this on a regular day unless I'm doing full face, full glam makeup. However, for this video, to keep my skin more hydrated, because it has been a while since I last moisturized, I'm going to spray my face with the Pure Miracle Mist Hydrating Spray right here. I've been trying this out. It's not too bad. The spray is a little bit wild. Feels really refreshing and really nice. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to go ahead and comb out my eyebrows and get those ready to be done. Right now my eyebrows are kind of in a not good place. I am trying to grow them out at the current time and they're kind of all over the place. While that's continuing to dry, I'm going to go ahead and start to do my eyebrows. On some days my eyebrows can take a lot longer than on some other days. It just depends. I try not to spend too much time on my eyebrows, but sometimes I can be sitting here doing it for a little while. Now, the way that I do my brows may not be the way someone else might do them or may not like to do them, but this is what works for me. I just go and follow the outline of my eyebrows. Then I go ahead and color them in. See if I can turn my mirror just a little bit more so I'm more into. And I did forget to tell you guys what I'm using. I'm using the e.l.f. brow pencil and I believe medium brown. If I forget to tell you what I'm using, I will go ahead and leave it in the description bar below. For me, my brows are still a work in progress. I'm not mastered down how to do them, so they may not look the very best. So this is my first official makeup tutorial video that I'm doing. Okay, now I go ahead and take a Q-tip. This one that I'm using is a pointed Q-tip. Sorry for just licking that. It's typically what I do, but just clean them up a little bit. More, but like I said, For this look that I'm going for, I don't want them to be perfect, just put together. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is apply my CC cream. The one that I'm using today is It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better. And I'm using it today. It has SPF 50. It is color correcting. I'm pretty sure all of you have heard about this. A great product, especially for aged skin or someone that's more up in age. This is great. Very great for the skin. And I'm using the color Fair today. I just take a little bit on the back of my hand. Now I typically will go in with a beauty blender or some type of sponge and apply this. Today I'm going to go ahead and try applying this with a brush. Today is from It Cosmetics as well. It's the Airbrush Blurring Foundation number 101, and it looks like this. Before I do that though, I'm going to take this Real Techniques pointed foundation brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and take that product. Now I do not usually, for this type of look, for today's look, I will not put on a primer. The spray would have been my primer for this look. Just go ahead and brush it on. Come down my, this is a pretty good match for my skin, but and then what I go ahead and do, I'm going to take that brush, just gently dab it in. And what I'm going to do today as well is I'm going to go ahead and take a sponge afterwards, and I'm going to kind of blend that in just a little bit more. Like I said, if you see me looking this way, that's because my mirror is right here in the front. Just gently brush all that in. I'm pretty much just dabbing it in. I'm not so much trying to move the product as far as just dabbing it into my skin. And typically on a day like this as well, I will go ahead and have my hair up like this, just thrown up in a bun. Take this little bit extra that I have. Kind of used a lot today. Didn't mean to do that, but just take the little bit. I do have a few breakouts here and there on my skin. Just dab it in. Make sure that's all blended. And then what I like to go ahead and do, like I said sometimes, is I will take a sponge. This is the sponge, Real Techniques sponge. I will go and just gently take a damp sponge over my face. So I'm just taking the sponge and I'm continuing to just kind of go over the product. Just make sure it all got blended well by my brows. Like I said, I'll leave everything in the description bar below, but if I forget something, let me know. Okay, so that's pretty much blended in the way that I like it. Then what I'm going to go ahead and do is apply some brightener to my under eyes. I'm using today the Instant Age Rewind Eraser for Dark Circles and Brightener. Looks like this. I have fairly dark circles, so I just add some. And with this product, I like to also add it to my eyelids, because I have dark eyelids as well. And I sometimes will use it as a primer for my eyeshadow. Just take that Real Techniques sponge again. I just gently blend it in, like so. Now I have some video ideas coming up for some videos in the next couple weeks. But if you can let me know what your favorite videos are that you like to see on YouTube, I would appreciate it. So I got that all blended out really well. And then I'm going to take the Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the color Light, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows this product. I'm almost out of it. Sometimes it can be drying under my under eye, so I have to be really careful as to how much that I put on. But I just go ahead and add a little bit to my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, here because I get redness, this little blemish that I have going on. Now on these kind of days as well, when I do this kind of look, I do not like to put on a ton of concealer. I want to make sure that my face doesn't feel too heavy and that it doesn't, it's not caked on. Just go ahead and put a little bit of this under here. This is a very good concealer, but like I said, if I add too much, it can be over drying. So I just take my same sponge that I was using earlier, and I go ahead and use that to blend in all my product. Now I do want to try to post at least 3 times a week. I'm thinking Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, I think I got that blended out pretty well. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead with my powder. The powder that I currently have is the Mercier translucent powder. And with powders, because I have dry skin, I have to be very careful in how much I use. Sometimes I can be heavy-handed and sometimes not enough. But I just put a little bit in the lid, take it, and I gently dab my under eyes. I don't really rub. That's something I learned from Juicy Jazz. She says that we shouldn't rub the eye, but just tap. Was a great tip that she gave on putting powder under your eyes. Now, because I have dry skin, I don't typically bake. I tried it a few times. It did not work very well for me. Made my face look more. So I don't typically do that even on a regular makeup day. But I just take a little bit of powder and I put it under my eyes. I notice for myself too, if I put too much powder under my eyes can tend to look a little bit more aged. And then I just take the little remaining that I have and I put it up here on the top. And then anything else in the lid, I'll go ahead and add to the T-zone part of my face. Just anything else that's left, which is not very much, but I'll just gently do this. And then gently go one more time under my eyes. Okay, that looks pretty good. The next thing that I would typically do is go into my powder. I'm going to go ahead and set my brows real quick with this NYX mascara. It's actually tinted brow mascara. It's in the color black. If you look at the container, I wouldn't say that this is black, but that's what they have it labeled as. I believe it's more of an espresso versus a black. Just add a little bit like that to my brows. Not too much, but just enough. And then I just go ahead one last time with my beauty sponge and I just gently Go under my eyes again, just very gently, in case of any creasing. Okay. The next thing that I will go ahead and do is take some bronzer. Now on a typical day like this, I do not contour and do all of that. I just bronze my face to add back some color. Okay, so I'm taking today the e.l.f. bronzer and the color Forever Sunkissed. This is one of the newer mineral bronzers that came out, a recommendation from Emily Noel 83. And I just take the bronzer onto my forehead, just blend it in like so. Take it down the sides of my face. Now, some people might say that I'm doing this incorrectly, but this is just what works for me, how I like to do it. Just blend that in. And the brush that I'm using is from TJ Maxx. It came in a kit. It's called the multi-purpose brush. I'm not sure of the brand, but they have these white and rose gold handles. Then I'm going to go ahead and do my blush. The blush that I'm using is also... Okay, so where I left off was my blush. I did already go ahead and apply that to my cheeks. It looks like my footage did not get put on there, but I used the Always Cheeky from e.l.f. And then I went ahead and highlighted my face with the Becca Opal highlighter. Looks like this. Go ahead and just show you what I did there. I used a Morphe 510 brush. Just take a little bit more. I already put so much on. Put it on my nose. I did put some here and here, a little bit there. Okay, now the last thing that I typically will do is my eyelashes. I usually will not wear eyelashes for this type of look, but I go ahead and I'm using a Tarte eyelash curler. I have tried other ones. I've tried MAC, I've tried Revlon, I've tried some other ones, but this is the one that I always go back to and I highly recommend. So I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes. I usually will not put on mascara without curling my lashes because I myself have very curly lashes, and so if I don't, my eyelashes just do not look good. The mascara I'm using today is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. This is an older product, however it's new to me. I've just started using this and I can say that I do like it. It gives you volume and makes your lashes look really good. And for this kind of look, I will usually do a couple coats on a regular day. Now if it's one of those full makeup days, I'll do maybe 3. Just depends on what kind of look I'm going for. Some days I don't have to put so much. Today is one of those days. Now I know the lighting behind me might get bright at times or not, and not look good at times because of me moving around here and there. So please be patient as I'm learning how to do this. To go back but usually this is how I like it. And I don't typically put some on the bottom on these kind of days. I just want to keep it simple. And on the top, I just go. Now, if I have to do that, I'll go back with this eyeshadow brush that I added a little bit of powder shadow to my eyes with. And I believe that also got cut out of the film. I let you guys know that I use this Too Faced Natural Matte Palette. It's in the old tin packaging, and I found this at TJ Maxx recently where I live for $14.99. It's an awesome palette. I couldn't pass it up. So what I do is I go the color Heaven right here, and I just take a little bit of that and add it with this Sephora all over shadow brush to my eyelids, just to give my eyes some color. Just like so. That's done. That's pretty much it that I do for the eyes. And the last thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is spray my face one more time with this Pure Miracle Setting Hydrating Mist, just to give my face some more moisture. That's usually it, and I will just usually leave a lip balm on my lips as what I have now. Some days I will go ahead and put a little bit of color, more color than this, on my lips, usually like a lip pencil, something of that sort. But I'm just going to go ahead for today's video and leave it like this. I hope that you enjoyed. Please comment down below if you have any recommendations or any input and advice as to how to make my videos better. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that you come back to watch again. Thank you.